I was a top-tier emergency doctor. My ex-husband Adrian forged the medical records to send me to prison, just to protect his precious first love. 7 years ago, a patient died during an emergency rescue I led. The family protested outside the hospital with signs, demanding justice. They were there every single day, blocking the entrance and yelling that I should pay with my life. My own father thought I was guilty. When he passed away, he didn't even let me attend his funeral. The hospital stripped me of everything, and I spent 7 years in prison. When I got out, I went north to the forest. I became a ranger. I finally found peace. Then Adrian Cross showed up and ruined everything. He was my ex-husband, and he'd done pretty well for himself. He ran a big hospital by then, and everyone knew his name. His team rolled into the ranger station during a heavy snowstorm, and their vehicles cut through the silent white landscape. Someone's voice rang out across the clearing.
Dr. Wells, Mr. Cross has been thinking about you this whole time. He's still wearing his wedding ring.
I saw him standing there in the crowd, looking perfect as always. Just seeing him made me feel sick. I opened the door, and Adrian was standing outside in his coat. There wasn't a single snowflake on him.
Victoria?
He sounded surprised, like he couldn't believe it was really me. I didn't answer. My hand grabbed onto the doorframe, and a rough piece of wood jabbed it into my palm. It hurt like hell. Connor, one of the other rangers, squeezed past me from behind. He was rubbing his hands stitched together against the cold and grinning like an idiot.
Mr. Cross, I heard you were bringing your team out here for winter medical rounds, so I thought I'd stop by and say hello. I'll just be here for a minute.
My heart jumped, and something twisted in my chest. I didn't have a choice. I walked outside. The second I stepped through the door, a woman with glasses headed straight for me. I recognized her immediately. She used to work under Rachel Green. I had no idea what she was doing in Adrian's team back then.
You're Dr. Wells, aren't you? Mr. Cross talks about you all the time. He always said you were incredible in the ER back in the day. I never thought I'd actually run into you out here.
She smiled at me, but there was something pointed in her tone. Adrian cleared his throat suddenly, but his face stayed completely blank. Everyone took the hint and filed out of the cabin. Once they were gone, Adrian finally spoke.
Victoria, am I too late?
I bit down hard on my lip. When I spoke, my voice came out barely above a whisper.
I wouldn't dare ask you to come find me, Mr. Cross.
This was the first time I'd ever talked to him like he was a stranger. Adrian frowned and looked me up and down, then moved toward me.
You look terrible. How'd you end up like this?
Terrible? Was he seriously asking me that right now? I sneered and stepped back without thinking.
Director Cross, if there's nothing else, you should probably head back. I've got patrol rounds to do later.
I shoved my hands into my pockets to hide the chilblains covering them. I didn't want to give him anything to mock me with, but he just looked at me with that supposedly loving gaze and said,
Vic, does it really have to be like this between us? Actually, there's something you didn't know back then.
Just as Adrian was about to step closer, a voice interrupted him.
Ad, didn't you promise you'd come with me to my prenatal appointment today? How did you forget again?
Rachel had one hand resting on her slightly rounded belly, and she was pouting at Adrian like a spoiled kid.
Dr. Wells, it's been forever since we last met each other. Ad and I had plans for later, so I got so worried that I had to track him down when I couldn't find him earlier. I hope I'm not interrupting your little reunion.
So they already had a baby on the way. Then what the hell was he even doing here? Had he driven all this way just so I could see how happy he was now? I shouldn't have been surprised. Back when I was the department head, he made me work as Rachel's assistant just to give her more opportunities. And when the medical accident happened, he threw me under the bus without a second thought. Love like that needed an audience. It always did. I forced a smile, and just as I was about to say something, Rachel's lackey from earlier piped up again.
Oh, honey, you don't have to come all the way here. It's freezing out here. You should just stay home and rest. I've got everything under control here.
What a fucking kiss ass. I didn't want to deal with any of their bullshit, so I turned around and started closing the door. My brother, Zachary Wells, called me out of nowhere. I hadn't heard from him in years.
Listen, Victoria, I'm warning you. Stop bothering Adrian. He's about to be a father, so quit embarrassing yourself.
I froze. Rachel must have complained to him about me.
You didn't even show up to Dad's funeral, and Mom's health is terrible. Adrian's been taking care of everything for us these past few years.
Don't you dare cause any more trouble.
I went to prison for 7 years, and the whole family thought I was a disgrace to the Wells name. Before Dad died, he made it clear I wasn't allowed at his funeral. He didn't even want my name on his tombstone. Even Zachary and Mom, the two people who used to love me most, treated me like strangers by then. Thinking about Mom made my eyes start to burn. I wondered what they'd all think if they knew the truth. That Adrian and Rachel were the ones who destroyed my life. Adrian's hand shot out and stopped me from closing the door.
Don't be too hard on Zach. He's in a tough spot. Mom's been sick ever since Dad passed. Zach's been handling everything on his own and taking care of her. It's not easy for him.
He sighed and went on speaking.
Look, I know I didn't handle things well back then. I've been trying to make it up to you all these years. If you need anything, if there's anything I can do.
I didn't let him finish. I slammed the door shut.
Who does she think she is? Does she seriously still think she's still the Dr. Miracle? The director came here himself and she can't even be grateful.
Stop it. If she doesn't want to see me right now, we'll go.
Voices drifted through the gap, loud enough to hear. That was Adrian's voice, calm as news traveled fast at a small ranger station. Within days, everyone knew Adrian had come looking for me. The talk started. My patrol route got reassigned to the northwest corner, the most remote area in the whole forest. The supervisor wouldn't look me in the eye when he told me.
Victoria, when I first heard about your background, I wasn't sure about hiring you. I only took you on because I felt bad. This section is pretty far out, but at least it's quiet. Nobody will bother you there.
He put on a pained expression like he was doing me a favor. I didn't argue. I just took my tools and headed into the forest. Over the next few weeks, my workload kept increasing, but my paychecks kept shrinking. The reason was pretty obvious. When they started delaying my pay altogether, I went to the supervisor myself.
Victoria, I think it's going to be a good decision for you to leave here. People would kill for the kind of protection Mr. Cross offers. You really hit the jackpot.
Before I could say anything, he handed me all my back wages in one lump sum. I saw the stress written all over his face, so I quit right there. He looked relieved immediately. His whole expression relaxed. I knew it. Of course, this was Adrian's doing. Anyone who wanted that kind of jackpot could have it. I sure as hell couldn't handle it. I grabbed my beat-up bag, took a deep breath, and walked out of the ranger station for the last time. I visited my grandmother's grave. She was the one who'd raised me after my parents were gone. Then I wandered through the streets like a homeless person. For a while, it felt exactly like those first days after I got out of prison. A few days later, Adrian found me. He showed up at my apartment and looked around, frowning. The place was a dump, and we both knew it.
I've set up an admin position for you at Sands Hospital. You can start tomorrow.
His voice was calm and decisive, like he'd already decided everything. It was ridiculous. He was still doing this, still trying to arrange my entire life for me, just like he had years ago.
Sorry, I'm not taking it.
The words were out before I could stop them. Adrian's brow furrowed.
Why not? What else are you going to do looking like this? We're divorced, but we're still family. You don't have to keep saying no. I'm doing this for your own good.
For my own good? More like he was trying to ease his guilt over what he'd done back then.
No thanks. I just want to find somewhere nobody knows me and live a quiet life. I don't care about anything else.
Not even Zachary's job?
I looked up into his eyes. They were so serious that I knew he wasn't joking. Next day, I showed up at St. Anne's Hospital right on time. As soon as I walked into the office, a familiar face came over.
Dr. Wells, welcome to St. Annan's. I know you don't have your medical license anymore, but with your talent, I'm sure you'll do great anywhere. If you need anything at all, just ask me or Ad.
Rachel held the flowers and handed them to me. Just like that, everyone in the room was staring at me. I heard people whispering behind me.
So that's the Dr. Miracle from the news. I heard she killed someone during surgery and went to prison for years.
That's her, Mr. Cross's ex-wife.
She looks pretty plain to me. No idea what he saw in her. Dr. Green is so classy, though. Being this nice to her boyfriend's ex, that's what you get with someone who studied abroad.
Watching Rachel act all superior made me feel sick. I walked straight to my desk and ignored her completely. But I knew exactly who was to blame for the life I was living. Rachel followed me over and set the flowers on my desk.
Ad told me your mother's health hasn't been great. If there's anything I can do to help, please just ask. I really hope you'll be comfortable here at St. Anne's.
Everything Rachel said reeked of fake compassion. She was dying for everyone to see what a saint she was. My mother heard I was working at St. Anne's, so she came in for an appointment and brought Zachary with her. Seeing her broke my heart. Her hair had gone completely white, and she was hunched over like she was carrying the weight of the world. My throat tightened, but she wasn't even looking at me. Her eyes were fixed on Adrian the whole time.
Adrian, honey, thank you for everything you've done all these years. Taking care of an old woman like me, and now you have to deal with Victoria, too.
Then, after she finished, she started coughing like the speech had taken everything out of her. I smiled, but it was bitter. My heart ached, and I felt helpless at the same time. To both her and Zachary, I was just the family's permanent stain that wouldn't wash out. I was leaving work one evening as usual when Rachel and Adrian stopped me. Rachel was visibly pregnant by then.
Dr. Wells, just thought I should warn you. I heard a patient going around today telling everyone you killed his father. He found out you're back somehow. He might be planning to come after you. You should really be careful.
I caught the tiny smile on Rachel's face before she hit it. Sure enough, over the next few days, I noticed someone following me home from work. My apartment building got covered in hateful graffiti and signs. Someone even printed out photos of my face and slashed them with a knife, then plastered them all over the alley. The dead patient's family had filled my entire street with their rage. Finally, on a night when it was pouring rain, I was walking home late after working overtime. A group of men surrounded me.